5 seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road when traveling at 55 miles per hour.
That's enough time to cover the length of a football field blindfolded.
In a small town of the population only 5,464 people, in a state of only 5,303,925 people, you wouldn't think that distracted driving is an issue. That's the thing, distracted driving is an unpredictable yet preventable matter. Growing up with all this new technology, our generation is the most susceptible to checking a text, looking off the road when hearing a notification, making a call, or maybe doing your makeup when in a hurry, and having too many friends in the car, all because we grew up in an environment where that has adapted to our everyday lifestyle. To begin our research, we scavenged our local Delano High School during a free period in class time. We asked high school students two simple yet complex questions.
I think it's bad and that you shouldn't do it because you can get in crashes and that's not good.
It's very dangerous and I don't think that anyone should do it.
I think it's super dangerous and it is scary for people who are the drivers and for other drivers on the road.
Distracted driving is very dangerous. You should never text or have too many friends at the car at the same time.
It's unsafe.
It's not necessary for other drivers to be on their phones because it distracts them and it also can be a hinder to other drivers.
Distracted driving, it's obviously bad, but it's more likely to happen to teenagers probably just because of all social media and all that aspect. Like teenagers are caught up in cell phones and music and all that stuff, and it just distracts them a lot more than regular adults.
Yes, and I don't know, it makes you kind of feel scared because they kind of swerve and then you're like, okay, let's not do that.
I'm sure. I like texting and driving. I've been in the car. I know I've done it myself. I'm never going to do it again, but loud music can be a distraction, and I've been in a car with loud music, but it's scary. It's really scary when you think back to it, but I feel like everyone gets sucked into it.
Made me feel a little insecure and a little bit like we might get in a car crash or something might go on.
Yes, I have, probably multiple times. I don't know. From my aspect, it's just kind of normal status just because I grew up and I'm used to it, but obviously it's not good and it shouldn't be tolerated.
To extend our investigation, we took a trip to West Hennepin Public Safety Department. We asked Sergeant Rick Dennison a few questions about distracted driving.
On average, how many people do you believe you pull over for distracted driving?
I think that we pull over about 5 people a week in our area for distracted driving. And those people that get pulled over do things like weaving across the center line, weaving within their lane, driving onto the shoulder of the roadway. And we find out about distracted drivers from a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's patrol officers that are sitting on the side of the road and they can see somebody sitting in their car driving down the road that might be texting. We've seen people that are sitting in their car driving down the road reading a book on the steering wheel, or we've had people that are either eating or drinking something that become distracted by that, and it causes their driving to become what we feel is dangerous to where we pull the people over.
How many people were killed on the roads last year texting while driving?
Distraction in general is about 3,000 people. Texting alone is several hundred.
Right.
What's the age range of those people?
You know, the age pretty much varies throughout all drivers, but I would say it's more specifically to people in their 20s all the way through older adults. Typically, we don't see elderly drivers that are distracted by things outside of the vehicle, I think because they concentrate more on the driving. And the new drivers that are 16, 17, 18 years old usually are pretty good about concentrating on their driving just because they're new. So I would say it's the people between the new drivers and the really old drivers are the majority of the people that we see driving distracted. And again, I would say more so of working adults.
In 2012, 10,322 people died in crashes in which a driver had a blood alcohol limit above the legal limit.
It's becoming more and more of a problem, it seems like, out on the roadways, and it is just as dangerous as drinking and driving.
Minnesota also prohibits novice drivers from cell phone use. On an average day in Minnesota, there are 213 crashes, 1 death, and 84 injuries. In 2013, 387 people died on Minnesota highways. In addition, many campaigns are developed to persuade everyone how horrific distracted driving can really be.
I promise to never drive without devoting my attention to the road and only the road.